Bandmate. How much would you pay to do an intimate backyard show?
Miku and Psyche, I assume you guys are both watching our live stream right now, so I'm just talking to you real quick. I have a decent sized backyard. I'm willing to pay. So let's talk numbers. All I'm saying.
All American Rejects House Party Tour is a bold, unconventional concert series that began in May 2025. Departing from traditional large venues, the band opted in to perform in locations such as backyards, barns, college campuses, and bowling alleys, which is just badass. This grassroots approach aims to counteract the escalating costs and exclusivity associated with mainstream concerts, making live music more accessible to fans. Frontman Tyson Ritter highlighted the band's commitment by revealing they personally invested $50,000 to fund the tour, covering expenses like transportation and crew salaries. The initiative was sparked by a spontaneous performance at the University of Southern California, which inspired the band to reconnect with their roots and prioritize genuine fan interactions. That whole concept is badass, and I really hope that spreads over to other bands, but I also want to note other bands can't put up that kind of money, which is really sad. So this is going to be very hard for smaller bands in general. But it's cool that they're trying to do something to give back to the fans.
Which is ironic because they're doing smaller shows for less money. But like you're right. That's exactly. You have to have enough money to front this yourself. Yeah. All American Rejects. They're the group that did "I'll Keep You My Dirty Little Secret," right? That band.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they had a bunch of hits back in the day, right? Like in the 2000s, where they probably made like a
they're pretty big
of money. So this sounds kind of like they're doing it just because they want to, and it'll be fun and intimate for them. And I respect that, man. I'm always going to respect that.
And that's what they mentioned in an interview. Here's a cool clip about one of their last concerts that they just recently did.
How do you go about picking a venue, and how much do the neighbors come into consideration? Because I imagine you can't play too late. You might get the cops called on you.
Well, we did in Mizzou. We got the cops called on us. It was their graduation day, just by the fates. And the cops came. Party. They shut us down before we played our last song. And I walked out, and my guitarist, oh, bless him, he just goes, boo, and the crowd went feral. And I walked up to the cop and I said, hey, buddy. I said, listen, if you want these kids to get out of here peacefully, you better let us play one song. And he goes, oh man, I didn't know it was you guys. I love you. Go play. And I was like,
hey, he's doing your accent, Shade.
It was just, it was evangelical, Ben. It was beautiful.
And then
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds so cool.
And the song that they did for the last one was wait. It was one of their other hits.
Swing with the tingles of my heart.
Oh, I can't find it. Gives You Hell. The band ended the night with their 2008 hit. It Gives You Hell. Give You Hell.
The White Picket Fence song. I remember that one. Those were bangers back in the day. Very simple music, but very enjoyable to listen to.
The Columbia Police said that the chief, Mark Fitzgerald, commended the band, their security, and fans for being cooperative despite breaking local ordinances. He noted that the responding sergeant was familiar with the band from his college days. Fitzgerald expressed openness in welcoming the band back to Columbia legally next time.
Okay.
I think he's missing the whole point of this tour, right? So that was pretty cool. I thought that was badass. I just see a lot of issues with this, possibly with maybe some lesser known bands probably get thrown into jail. So I'd be careful on that. Doing stuff like this.
Yeah, like you've got to have a face that the cop might be like, "Hey, I've seen you before."
Yeah. You might want to get famous first, and
at least be at the part of your set where you're playing the songs people know. At least be at that part, so that when the cop shows up, you're like, swing.
Yeah, you're not playing B-sides.
So I got a question for you, because I thought of a band that would be perfect for this. That would be amazing to see in this setting.
Maximum the Hormone.
Yes, Maximum Hormone, but I was gonna say Bandmate actually. Maximum Hormone. I'm mad at Maximum Hormone. This is why their poster's still. Oh wait, it's back in the shot again, isn't it? No, it's out of the shot still. I'm still pissed off at them. So that's why their picture's over there in the right hand corner until they actually release music. So that's my deal. Oh, I guess I do have one still right there. Fuck, I need to take that down until they start doing music again. But just kidding. It's a joke.
Pettiness right there.
And it's an ongoing joke of Maximum Hormone. But yeah, I was thinking Bandmate. How much would you pay to do an intimate backyard show?
I feel like a lot of their shows, besides like the big like Yokohama arena, I feel like a lot of their shows have that feel already. They just don't have like the backyard venue. So I see like photos for some of their servings, right? I see photos of like people who were there, and I'm like, there's maybe like 1,000, 2,000 people, kind of like a House of Blues style venue, which is pretty intimate, pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'd be there. I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, the one that you and I went to, and I know you don't remember this one as much as you remember some of the other ones.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
The one in New Jersey that we went to.
I remember that. What are you talking about?
You disappeared for half of it, and then I found you at the end. There was probably, I don't know, I would say probably between 500 and 700 people there, but the way that it was formed, the stage setup or whatever, everybody was close. So the whole thing felt like super close and intimate. You were maybe like 4 people away from the band while they were playing in every situation. So I really do think that you're right, Alan, like that works out for them, but they have kind of done that a little bit in the past, I think.
Yeah, that's
why you thought of it.
So there's fans that were putting in the comment section, I think all successful bands should do this. We're at a breaking point with these ticket prices. I agree. The ticket prices are getting ridiculous. Blame Ticketmaster. You pretty much have a monopoly and primarily responsible for this. Pearl Jam tried to warn us back in the 90s, which there's a lot of clips of Eddie Vedder going off about this. If people stop paying those exorbitant prices, the prices would come down. And I thought it was a good point. Besides, there are plenty of small venues with local bands that don't charge nearly what arenas and other big venues charge. I get what you're saying, but a lot of people want to hear the known bands, Yeah.
So. Yeah, I wonder how much they're getting paid. I don't think they're going to release that information because it's not like they're selling tickets to a graduation party, right? So it's like they're going to get contracted to play that party more likely. So I wonder how much the graduation people were like, yeah, All American Rejects will give you X amount of money to come play at this graduation party for us. I don't know how that works, but it can't be a small amount of money, right? Like you've got to have some money.
Miku and Psyche, I assume you guys are both watching our live stream right now. So I'm just talking to you real quick. I have a decent sized backyard. I'm willing to pay. So let's talk numbers. All I'm saying, let's talk numbers.
That was a clip from the Solid Sound podcast that we do live every Sunday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Check out the full podcast for this clip right here. See y'all in the next one. See you.